Kevin McCarthy has become, and this is an extraordinary thing for me to say personally, because I met Kevin McCarthy before he was a member of Congress, when he was the minority leader in the California legislature. As you know, Nicole, Sacramento is a small town. And what Kevin McCarthy has become is this villainous figure that is among the most villainous figures that have been in the history of the American Republic. He has played a profoundly important role over this last year through the lying, through the cover-up of poisoning faith and belief in democracy. And one of the things about Kevin McCarthy, if you watch him operate, is that he's very childlike in that he lives entirely in the moment. He's not thinking about the ramifications for the next conversation based on what he's saying in the current or in the last. He's just trying to survive. He's trying to survive in the moment. So in that moment, Kevin McCarthy was reading the situation. He understood how egregious this was. And in the end, before he gets down to Mar-a-Lago, which was fundamentally about securing the financing pipeline for the House Republicans in the 2020 midterms, that's what that meeting was substantially about. We have Kevin McCarthy at the center of this. He's always been at the center of it, continues to be at the center of it, and the House should use every power that it has at its discretion, including an inherent contempt power that could see the sergeant of arms handcuff and detain Kevin McCarthy in a locked basement office until he wishes to testify.
Look, 2024 is a long time from now. I'm focusing on 2022. I never say no to the future. And I think also right now you hear a lot of Arizonans that are very unhappy with the fact that she is blocking voting rights legislation. So I'll, keep my ears open. I'll continue to have my public meetings, something that she should try to do once in a while. Then I'll make a determination after 2022. Look, I think at this point right now, she is really disappointing a lot of Arizonans. And this is not a progressive thing. There's nothing progressive about being pro-voting rights. It's actually a very American patriotic thing. And the fact that, she's using a very archaic rule to try and find the Constitution to stop voting rights is very problematic for a lot of Arizonans of all political persuasions.
Because Secretary Blinken was very frank yesterday in an interview, and he said there are just a few weeks left to reach mutual compliance with Iran because they are just a few weeks away from having enough material for a nuclear weapon. So can you talk about what this final push for an agreement looks like and how realistic it is given there are only a few weeks left?
I, of course, agree with Secretary Blinken. I mean, I was going to say he's absolutely right, which seems like a silly thing to say. But I would note, Weijia, that it is a critical time. This is how the president sees it as well. Though there has been some progress made in negotiations, if we don't reach an understanding soon on mutual return to compliance, we will have to consider a different path forward. And the bottom line is the president is not going to allow Iran to possess a nuclear weapon. And as Secretary Blinken noted, they have made progress. And this is no thanks to the decision by the former president to pull out of the Iran nuclear agreement, despite promises that they would agree on a stronger agreement, that Iran would not move forward. They've done exactly those things. Exactly those things they predicted would not happen have happened. That is why we're in the point we are in. But that means several weeks ago, the president asked his team to prepare a range of options. They have done that. And obviously, our preference is always diplomacy.